16 in open doubles. That's Terry Roux and Robert Marez on the left side of your screen. And on the right in the forward position, that's Tuan Phan. And at goal, Dylan Phuong. Phuong. Phan and Phuong on the right. Roux and Marez on the left. We're underway. Best 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3 is the winner will advance to the quarterfinals. And Tony Martinez, Terry Roux, over the last year or two, has been playing as well as he ever has in his entire career. Coming off a big win in Louisiana a few weeks ago. Also played well at the Battleground Open. And Terry Roux has really moved into, I think, the elite class among American players.
I agree, and I tell you what, being a pull shooter, I couldn't agree with the way he's shooting more. He looks crisp, smooth, and he's gotten better than I've ever seen him. I mean, and I think, like we talked about earlier, the key factor in this match for them going all the way through this field is going to be Robbie in the back. He's the veteran. He's the guy that's got to keep him composed because Terry has got a ton of energy.
That's Tuan Phan out of Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. The two gentlemen on the right from Canada, the Great White North. Terry Roux, of course, from Crowley, Louisiana. Robert Marez from Aurora, Colorado. Marez, one of the defending champs in open doubles here, as he and Tony Spredeman won last year, and that's 2 big pull shots in a row from Terry Roux.
So crisp.
Tuan Phan, very, very good pro player. Sets it up, strokes it home. It's 2-1. You see, he offsets it a little on that far side and reads the straight middle long. There's Robert Marez. Robert so far has been looking to pass, although he can certainly get you a few points back there as well. Winner of this one will advance to the quarterfinals, and so far, no major upsets in the open doubles competition.
Now, Jim, I think as the night goes on, we're going to get to see a really good caliber, quality of foos. You still have all the pretty good major titans out there, quality teams, veteran teams. So it's only going to get better as the night goes on. So if you're tuned in, you definitely want to stick around tonight.
Yeah, even those of you in Europe, sleep is overrated. Don't worry about it. Stay up all night. It's Saturday, and enjoy yourself some great table soccer from the USA. 2-1 lead here early on in the first game of the first set in favor of Terry Roux and Robert Marez. Marez, of course, a 3-time world champion. Terry Roux does not have a world championship in an open event. Would love to get one. He has been close 2 years ago here. He finished in the top 3 in both singles and doubles. Finished 3rd in open singles behind only Frederic Collignon and Ryan Moore, and finished 2nd in open doubles with partner Tom Yor to Collignon and Lafredo. And there's Tuan finding that short side of the goal. It's 2-2. And Tuan Phan gives you a little different look on that snake shot, and perhaps Robert Marez has not seen it and is going to need to make adjustments to the style of this Canadian player. Just along that near wall.
Yeah, right before the match started, Rob was talking about him, and I said, how do you feel about him? He says, oh, man, very unorthodox, a lot of adjustments.
He adjusts here, makes the block and takes it away. Sent up and then back, and it's 3-2 now in favor of the Canadian duo. This is round of 16 action. The winner would advance to the quarterfinals, and quarterfinal round already including some big names and expected names. And that went off a man and Ian. It's 3-3.
Ready?
That one sent back towards the goal. This is the first time we've ever had a chance to commentate a match with Dylan Phuong. And he puts that one on goal. And Robert Marez will call timeout. Still alive in the open doubles competition. Currently in the quarterfinals, you've got Todd Lafredo and Robert Atha, Tony Spredeman and Steve Grant, Johnny Horton and Steve Biney, And, of course, Ryan Moore and Bob Diaz. And I believe you were telling me, Tony Martinez, that in that quarterfinal round, we are going to see a matchup between Ryan Moore, Bobby Diaz against Tony Spredeman and Steve Grant in a quarterfinal.
Went and looked up at the charts, and I guess because of the seeding purposes, Tony and Ryan wound up on the same side of the bracket. So it's going to be unfortunately, we're not going to see those two in the finals, but it's definitely going to be an epic battle because they always bring it to the table.
And in theory, and certainly in practice, you have to beat everybody in order to win a championship whenever you play them. But that's awfully early to see that matchup. And, of course, Steve Grant, being an expert player, dropped their seed down. So we will try to bring you that match, I think, immediately following this one.
Yeah, and I believe they're sitting 5th or better in that match, if I'm not mistaken.
That is a quarterfinal.
That's what I've seen.
Quarterfinal match, yeah.
Quarterfinal match, yeah.
Terry Roux for the lead. Terry opened up with 2 big longs, goes down the middle here, and it's now 4-3.
Just an absolutely well-executed pull.
Terry Roux certainly plays some high-quality foosball. Tuan Phan has been very good opening things up here in this first game. He'll look to tie it up. So he sets it up just the other side of that big dot. And he actually pushes it slightly to go to that so-called straight hole, sent up the table here by Marez. That was a pass, and it was a completed pass. Here's Terry. Roux sitting, waiting, and calling timeout. Ball put back into play by Terry Roux, who looks to win game number 1 of this opening set. Roux sitting, waiting, trying to stroke the long, blocked by Phuong. And comes up to Phan. Tuan setting it up on that far side once again. And you see this a lot in Europe, Tony Martinez. And again, see, it's a slight push to the far side.
Yeah, it's not much to work with, but I guess that's what Rob was referring to as more unorthodox, something we don't see all the time.
Going crisply through the lane here is Terry Roux. Another chance for Terry to give his team the lead. Roux. And blocked and taken away by Dylan Phuong. Dangerous going down the middle in this situation, but he does get it through. And that one drops in. Terry Roux, Robert Marez win the opening game, 5-4 of this first set. And the two teams will switch sides. Terry Roux and Robert Marez now on the right side. Tuan Phan and Dylan Phuong on the left as we get game number 2 of this opening set underway. There were questions about Terry Roux and Robert Marez playing together. They played at this year's National Championships in St. Louis, the USA Nationals, and did not have great chemistry, did not play really well together. I think they didn't really know what their identity was as a team. Two guys who play both positions very well, but just it didn't work out for them. They lost to teams they probably should not have lost to and did not do well. So when they paired up for this tournament, there were questions. Could they do it? Could they somehow rebound from a disappointing effort in St. Louis and be effective here? Well, so far they have. And Phuong effective with that shot as he strokes home that pull shot. It's 1-0.
That was the shot that he needed in the last match. I'll tell you, Jim, I just noticed that Robbie was actually looking at Phuong while he was shooting and not paying attention to anything on the defense or on the table.
Interesting. And it's 1-1. Roux has his pass blocked by Phan. Comes back to Phuong, who has the only point for his team here in this second game. And Tuan's going to pick up the loose ball here. Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada's Tuan Phan shooting against Robert Marez. And strokes at home deep to that near side. That was impressive. It's 2-1.
That was extremely fast. I think it even caught Rob by surprise just with his facial expression.
Now, Tuan Phan, a guy who has had some success in the pro division over the last few years and is a very good player, as we can see. And there's Roux finding that hole down the middle. Two here in game number 2. Terry Roux and Robert Marez won the opening game, but it has been a very tight match. One thing you'll see, though, you'll see teams like Tuan Phan, Dylan Phuong, or some of the other pro teams, the next level or two down, have very good opening sets in this format and extend it well into the first half, maybe 2/3 of a match. But it's the big guys, it's the pro masters who are able to sustain it throughout a match, make the adjustments as the match goes on. And oftentimes you'll see those pro level teams unable to do that, at least at this stage of their careers. Get off to the quick starts and then not being able to make those adjustments that the stars of the game have learned to make. And that's when they get into trouble, especially against a team such as Terry Roux and Robert Marez. That one hops in the air and then spins back to Marez.
And that's a good point, Jim, because actually that's really the turning point when you go from the pro status up to the master status, because once you get to the master status, it's very mental.
Yeah. It's about adjustments. It's about game plans and strategy and using timeouts and controlling tempo. The little things.
Yeah, definitely.
Roux looking at that split again. Tried to go down the middle, and Phuong switches, makes the block, and takes it away. Dylan with a big, long push shot.
Wow, what a beautiful push shot. Very effortless.
It's 3-2. That was impressive. No one saw that one.
Yeah, that was almost like hitting your golf shot right in the middle of the club. It's beautiful.
Terry Roux looking to tie. And you can see Phuong smartly taking the long away from Terry and then daring him to either hit the split or the straight, baiting him one way or the other. Dylan Phuong so far has played an outstanding match. And he and his partner, Tuan Phan, who has also played well.
You know, I started off this match, Jim, thinking that he was really kind of the weakness on this side of the table. And I'm starting to change my mind. He's really shown some quality shots and some impressive defense back there, especially against a master like Terry.
Well, you don't get to this stage of the competition, and getting into the final 16 of a tough competition like this is an accomplishment. You usually don't do that by yourself. You heard Robert Marez asking if that was a spin. I don't think it was. I think he didn't have enough behind it to actually go the full 360. Let's see here. Let's see Phuong taking away the long, daring Terry to hit the split or the straight or a dead man long, and Terry waiting him out, then trying to go long, and Dylan eases out there to make the block. That's some quality defense there.
Yeah, definitely. I like the tempo he's using. He's showing him a real tight defense on the straight. Truthfully, that is the shot that is there, but Terry just can't find it or trust himself to take that shot.
Still 3-2. We're in game 2, and Tuan Phan takes it away. And that's the challenge oftentimes for teams such as Terry Roux and Robert Marez or other so-called big-name teams when they run up against a team perhaps that they have never played against and really don't know what they're going to do. And the early part of the match is all about making adjustments and learning and gaining information about the opponent. It's kind of what we're seeing here. And Dylan with a couple of shots and a turnover and a timeout. Terry Roux will put the ball back into play. Been a while since Terry has scored. Comes with that rolling pull shot here. That's a good choice. catching Phuong a little bit flat-footed, catching him before he got into his defense, and Terry able to find that hole and has tied it up at 3, but back comes Tuan Phan. Tuan again, offset, far side, snake shot. Tried to give that full movement and go to the short side. Somehow Robert Marez stayed home to block that, and Terry Roux passes it along the wall. That was a great block by Robert Marez on a very good shot. Tuan really wound up as if he was going to hit deep to the near corner, but went to the straight, and Tuan's going to get another chance here. Phan. And that went off the corner and rebounded by Marez.
That's a huge block, especially after your forward just misexecuted a go-ahead point in the match.
Dylan Phuong calmly keeps that one out. And Tuan Phan able to pick it up here. Been an interesting match so far. Really quite the contrast in styles with all 4 players. And that one blocked back into the goal by Roux.
That's a very big point.
Coming along the wall is Phan. It is set point for Terry Roux and Robert Marez. Tuan has that one blocked. You saw Marez bring that far man on the 2-rod over to make the block, then blocks the left hook attempt of Tuan Phan.
I think that was more of a frustration shot. He feels Robbie getting down on his shot. It happens. I've done it. We're all guilty of it.
Remains set point here. But in talking with Terry Roux before the tournament, as again, Phuong able to get a goal from his 2-rod. It's 4-4. But in talking with Terry Roux before the event, I mentioned to him that I think they needed to find an identity. And I said, Terry, you're the forward. Bob's the goalie. You need to think along those lines. Terry now, from the forward position, could put away the opening set. But first, he'll call timeout. Ball put back into play by Terry Roux. Looking to win the first set. Roux. Chokes it home. It's 1-0.
Oh, yeah, we got to flip. What are we doing? Really? Yeah. Ready? Yeah.
Second set underway. And in this format, of course, you reflip between each set. And Terry Roux and Robert Marez won the serve. So despite the fact they won that first set, they come out with the ball. Trying to go down the middle was Roux, and he has to shoot that to keep Phuong honest. Dylan was there to make the block. And this one spins back through to Roux. Slot in the quarterfinals awaits the winner of this one. I think it'll be the final slot in the quarterfinals, and stroking it home here is Roux. It's 1-0. And break there, and it's 1-1.
Nice try, Terry. Good shot. Now. You guys ready?
1-1 first game of the second set. And blocked back in here by Terry.
Got to give it to Terry. He's making it up on the defensive end, even though he's not hitting that shot in the way he wants to. But I would tell you, as a pull shooter, that defense that he has, it's one of the hardest ones to shoot on. You've got to wait and wait and wait.
See what Terry does here. He waits, and he waits, and he waited and tried to go down the middle and taken away by Phuong. And not a real aggressive effort there from Terry Roux. The key to shooting a pull shot or any shot is to have options and to make those options all look the same, which means that split really needs to look like a long. Like that.
That is the shot that he's been looking for. That will start opening up that pull shot.
It's 3-1.
That'll bring that back guy into defensive posture and start opening up that long.
Terry Roux, Robert Marez in control in this round of 16 match as we begin to put together that quarterfinal round. There are 5 teams so far in the quarterfinals. Horton and Biney, Lafredo and Atha, Gummison and McMillan, Diaz and Moore, Sprademan and Grant. Atkinson and Mitchell are playing to get in. Rhodes and Pappas. Roux and Marez here, of course. Tuan Phan really needs this one. Tuan. And Marez again gets out there to make the block on that long effort. Robert has been sensational defensively against the 3-row. Turns it over here, however, but takes it right back. Rebound rolls to Roux. Terry can't connect. They have done a good job of taking Tuan Phan out of the match, both defensively on the 5 and, of course, Marez. Nice pass by Rob along that outside wall. Roux unable to hold on to it. Tuan Phan trying to get something going. And again, a pass along the outside wall, this time caught by Roux. So far, the chemistry has been very good with Terry Roux and Robert Marez. Terry waits and then tried to stroke the long, and Phuong, who is deceptively quick, got out there to make that block, sends it the other way. Marez, who is just simply quick, no deception about it, slices this one up the table on goal, and Dylan Phuong in possession once again. And that one knocked in. It's now 3-2. 3-2 lead for Roux and Marez, and Terry will call timeout. Terry Roux able to advance it. He'll set it up looking to get back that 2-goal lead. And he does. As he fakes, then strokes it home. It's 4-2. Terry Roux and Robert Marez feeling pretty good about things right now. They're playing very well. Again, Marez has got a read on him and has blocked him extremely well this last couple of games. Tuan will get another opportunity here. And Marez will take it away again and then bank it off the inside wall and into the goal. It's 1-0 in favor of Roux and Marez. Second game, second set underway. Tuan Phan will have the first scoring opportunity, and he finds the back of the goal here. 1-0. A 1-1 here in game 2. Terry Roux. That's here by Phuong. Sent the other way by Marez and caught by Roux. Terry waiting, faking, and then hitting that straight. Great shot by Terry Roux. Hits 2-1. And stroking it home here is Tuan Phan. Big shot here by Phan to tie it up at 2 as he tries to keep his team's hopes alive. Phuong can't hold on to that one. Roux will set it up. Terry again taking his time and explodes to the long hole. Phan and Marez again able to take it away. That one put on goal by Phuong. Roux and Marez. Terry Roux looking to move within 1. A victory again. Stroking along beautifully. It's match point. And for the first time in the match, we get a switch. Not sure why. Picked up here by Marez, and we'll call timeout, bring Terry Roux back to forward. Ball put back into play by Terry Roux. Remains match point for Roux and Marez, who have played a solid match as they look to reach that quarterfinal round. Tuan Phan able to go through the lane. And Tuan finds that near side of the goal. It's 4-3. So Tuan has started to heat up here in this second game of this second set, but it may be a case of too little too late as it remains match point for Terry Roux and Robert Marez. And Terry Roux able to catch it here. And he'll have a chance to send his team to the quarterfinals. Roux. Try to go to that long hole. Phuong there to block it and take it away. Sends it the other direction. And stolen by Phuong. Tuan. We'll call timeout. As Tuan Phan puts it back into play. Tuan's going to get an opportunity here to tie this second game up at 4. Tuan Phan finds that hole on the short side against Roux. It's 4-4. And again, not sure about the switch. Robert Marez had a pretty good feel for Tuan Phan. And Tuan has shot the ball well in this game. I guess that is their thinking. Remains match point for Roux and Marez, but it's now 4-4. But Terry will get another chance here for the win. Terry Roux. That one went off the corner. Rebound caroms to Tuan Phan. Roux got a piece of the pass. It comes back to Marez. Robert with the pass attempt off the man towards the goal. Dylan Phuong now in possession.
Timeout.
And Terry Roux will call timeout.
What's your second? You got one though? Yeah. Ready.
Terry Roux puts it back into play, looking to win the match. And his team to the quarterfinals. Roux fakes, waits, and strokes it home. In 2 sets, Terry Roux and Robert Marez defeat Tuan Phan and Dylan Phuong to advance.